Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we are going to talk about Cait Sith's rework and his LD weapon and why I think that people are actually overlooking how potentially good he is, and because of the fact that he is another unit that can work around the Brave Reduction, the insane Brave Reduction we have in DFFOO. So as always, if you do enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for future content guides. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's talk about his rework first. His Crystal level 55 Awakening, which is the Toy Soldier Extend, they gave him an extra usage to it, so now it has 9 uses. When using the Plus version, it increases the total Brave hits to 8 with increased Brave potency. When using the Plus version of Toy Soldier, it increases the total Brave hits to 10. It increases Brave potency, and it has Stolen Brave max Brave overflow limit by 30%, so it'll go up to 180% overflow when using Toy Soldier Plus. Now his Crystal level 60 Awakening, which is Mog Dance. When you are using any form of Mog Dance, it lowers the action delay, and it is nullified with the 35 CP weapon passive equip. That is with the 35 CP weapon passive equips, and it will not add to the total turn count except for summon phase and or friend support. When you are using Mog Dance, it recovers HP to the party based on 20% of their own max HP. When using the Plus version, it recovers HP to the party based on 30% of their max HP. And then when you are using his Plus, it recovers HP to the party based on 40% of their max HP. Now, Cait Sith's LD weapon is where he really shines, and so basically, I was talking to Stimpy, who is another DFFOO content creator who mainly focuses on showcases, and I'm going to be linking his showcase for Cait Sith in the description of this video, and I highly recommend you watch it because it will back me up on this statement when I say on how I think Cait Sith is actually a really good character now because of what he does. So basically, when I was talking to Stimpy, he was saying that the fact that he loves Cait Sith, and Cait Sith and Vayne is a nasty combo because of the Brave that Vayne gets back whenever he is using his skill 2. Like when you see the showcase video, you're going to notice that Vayne and everybody in the team is doing just straight doo-doo Brave numbers. Like it's bad. The Brave Reduction and the Brave Gain in that fight it's pretty bad. But with Cait Sith in the party, based on the max Brave that you have on said character, what Cait Sith does is basically he will generate a big amount of Brave back whenever you are doing similar damage to what Vayne is doing. I know it sounds a little bit complicated, but if you look at the showcase video, you'll understand a little bit more what I'm talking about. But this is another way to go around the Brave Reduction, Brave Gain Reduction, and all that stuff. It's another way to get around it. So Cait Sith's LD weapon, which is called the Starlight Phone, which equips him the LD ability called Lucky Girl. It recovers Brave to the party based on his own max Brave and party buff count. So if you have between 1 to 3 buffs, you get a 30% Brave recovery, 4 to 6 buffs 60%, 7 to 9 buffs 90%, 10 to 12 buffs 120%, 13 to 15 buffs 150%, and then 16 to 18 buffs in total, you have 180%. And it also allows for 200% recovered Brave max Brave overflow. It breaks all enemies. It doesn't matter like how much Brave they have, they will get broken. And it deals HP damage to all enemies based on 100% of the own current Brave twice, and the Brave does not get consumed, and it deals full HP damage. It grants the Lucky Girl buff to Cait Sith for 10 actions. Now that buff is what really makes everybody in the party shine. So Lucky Girl To Cait Sith himself, he gets a 50% critical brave damage delta. To the party, he gives a 100% critical rate up. And the effect values are for the next couple buffs I'm about to mention. The effect values are based on the party buff count. So if you have between 1 to 3 or 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 12, 13 to 15, let's just go with like the maximum of these auras that he is providing from that lucky girl buff. So stolen and recovered brave max brave overflow limit. If you have 16 to 18 buffs, you get a 30% up of whatever brave damage you are doing with, like, say, whatever attack that you're doing, or like in this case for Vayne, if you're using his skill 2, whatever damage that you do from the first HP attack, you will get 30% of that brave back because of Cait Sith's lucky girl buff. It recovers brave based on their max brave each time a critical hit is dealt. So if you have 16 to 18 buffs on the party, said character would get an 18% boost to the brave recovered, and again based off of their max brave. And then the HP damage delta, I think this is probably the highest that we have seen so far. I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm so used to seeing 20% HP damage up. But to have 16 to, if you have 16 through 18 buffs on the party together, you get a 30% HP damage delta. That is fire right there. So like Cait Sith, you know, he might, that the showcase that was provided yesterday when I uploaded my reaction to the showcase, it didn't really show off 100% what Cait Sith does. But again, I will link the showcase that Stimpy did with Cait Sith, Agrius, and Vayne in the recent Lufenia that was dropped alongside with Cait Sith LD. And one thing to note is that from what I have read in the description of Stimpy's showcase video, nobody in that team was Synergy. So that is true numbers that you are going to see, true brave that you gain back from the HP damage that you are dealing with. Though everything that you see on there is just going to be 100% true legit numbers. It's not no synergy and anything like that, etc, etc. If it was synergy, you can only imagine the amount that you would be doing if everybody was synergy. Now, Cait Sith's LD card, and Cait Sith as an LD card is also very powerful as well. It increases the own attack of the user by 60%, recovers brave to the party based on the own max brave and party buff count. So at 1 to 3, 10%, 4 to 6, 20%, 7 to 9, 30%, 10 to 12, 40%, 13 to 15, 50%, and then 16 to 18, 70%. It allows for 200% recovered brave, max brave overflow. It breaks all enemies. It deals HP damage to all enemies based on 100% of the own current brave 2 times. The own brave will not be consumed, and it deals full HP damage. The call effects for 2 actions. The party does get the 100% crit rate up. The party effect values based on the party turn count, which again, we're just going to go by 16 through 18 buffs. Or if you can see it on the screen right there, the stolen and recovered brave max brave overflow limit 30% for the highest, and then the recovered brave based on the max brave each time a critical hit is dealt up to 18%. So again, it might not seem to some like, it might not seem like it's all that. It might not seem, you know, some people may think like, oh, it's not really all that. It's not, you know, it's not doing any like big numbers or anything like that. The thing is though, Cait Sith is not there to do big numbers. And like with his LD weapon, it shows that it's given us another option to get around or to work around the whole brave reduction and the brave gain reduction on the party and whatnot. Now, one thing to note, and what Stimpy had told me, is that with Cait Sith, it helps him out tremendously if you can get brave heals to go a little bit higher on the team comps that you use. And some examples that he threw at me would be Quistis's LD called Bart's BT Plus Burst Effect is another good one to have alongside with Cait Sith. You can also pair him up with Porm and or Agrius. They are good units to help with the whole Brave Gain, Brave Reduction. They also help out, and in combination with Cait Sith and anybody else who is able to provide more Brave Gain to the party to try to counteract against the Brave Gain Reduction from the enemies, it actually helps out the team comp more to a point where it becomes a very nasty team comp. And again, I know I keep saying this over and over, but I mean, like you have to check out Stimpy's showcase on Cait Sith and like how good he actually is as a support character in terms of what he does, basically. But like here on the screen, you know, thank you dissidiaoperaomnia for for the call finder. These are some examples of units that you could use to help you with that Brave Gain. Like again, Agrius, you have Yuna, you have Porm, Iroha. You have a couple options here to help you out in terms of making it so that the possibilities of mainly focusing around the Brave Gain and the max Brave of the entire party, it gives you an option to be able to work around with or against the Brave Reduction and whatnot. So again, I know there might be some people that may not understand this, but I tell you, when I promise you, when I say, you know, he might not be like the most top tier support character ever, but for what he does right now in game, he is another option in case you are struggling with support characters who are not really helping out against the Brave Reduction and then the Brave Gain Reduction, etc, etc. So let me know what you guys think though. I mean, but overall though, I honestly think Cait Sith is a pretty strong character. Well, not strong, but he is a very he's a great character in terms of what he can actually bring to team comps, especially with the nasty combination of Cait Sith and Vayne. I can only imagine him as synergy. So anyways though, let me know what you guys think. As always, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, that's gonna be it. So take care guys, and I will see y'all in another video.